Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into an absolutely sweeping mythological saga called The Awakening of the Last Emperor. If you're someone who loves stories where ancient cosmic prophecies violently crash into personal destiny, well, you are definitely in for a treat. We're going to explore a narrative where the fate of the entire universe rests on the shoulders of one totally unknowing young man. So, let's just get right into it.
I want you to keep this one really powerful idea in the back of your mind as we go through this journey today. Basically, it goes like this. In every era, when unrighteousness crosses its absolute limit, destiny gives birth to a warrior who isn't just a man. He is the literal destiny of an era. And look, this isn't just some cool-sounding phrase. It is the absolute beating heart of our story. We are looking at a world where one single destined warrior quite literally holds the fate of an entire age in his hands. But to really understand his present, we've got to rewind and look to the past.
So thousands of years ago, gods and demons walked the earth completely openly. But the balance of the world was just entirely shattered by this terrifying conflict known as the Devasaur War. We're talking mountains shattering, oceans violently overflowing, and the sky literally turning red with blood. The demon king, Kalanarth, wanted immortality so he could totally subjugate the universe. The gods did manage to defeat him, but they couldn't completely destroy him. Instead, they had to imprison his soul in this realm of pure darkness. And, terrified that he might return, the gods decided to shatter their ultimate weapons and scatter the pieces all across the earth.
Now, you might be wondering, what exactly were these ultimate weapons? Well, the supreme deities actually combined their cosmic energy to create 9 divine crowns, and each one held one of the universe's fundamental powers. We're talking fire, water, air, earth, light, darkness, time, life, and soul. The power of these crowns was so immense that anyone wielding just a single one could face entire armies entirely alone. I mean, imagine if someone got their hands on all 9. No pressure, right?
Because of that frankly terrifying potential, Lord Shiva made a really chilling prophecy. He said that when the 100th blood moon rises, a king containing the combined power of the gods will be born to reunite those broken crowns. But here is the crucial catch, and it's a huge one. It all comes down to his heart. A pure heart brings the golden age. A corrupted heart, absolute destruction. It's the ultimate double-edged sword, tapping into the absolute darkest aspects of human nature and power. But, this prophecy was basically lost to time, and thousands of years just slipped by. Present day, Devgram Village and the unknowing hero.
And that brings us to the present. We're far away from cosmic wars now, in a very grounded, quiet place, a tiny Himalayan village called Devgram. This is where we meet Virat. On the outside, he is just an 18-year-old, strongly built kid working as a humble apprentice to the village blacksmith, spending his days making regular farming tools. But his internal world is a totally different story. For months, Virat has been tormented by this recurring dream. He's standing in a massive golden palace, staring down a giant lion made entirely of fire. And the lion never attacks. It just looks at him and says, "King, the time is near," right before the palace crumbles.
Because of this, Virat is constantly plagued by one massive existential question: who am I? He knows absolutely nothing about his parents. He was actually found as a baby on the steps of the local temple. His only possession, literally his only link to a completely forgotten past, is this golden locket with a lion emblem on it. That is his entire identity. Well, until today. Because today just happens to be the day of the 100th blood moon. At first, it seems like a normal day. But by evening, things get weird. The birds go unnaturally quiet, wild animals are fleeing the forest in an absolute panic. And as the sky turns this deep red and the blood moon finally reveals itself, the earth begins to shake violently. Suddenly, this blinding blue light erupts from the ancient Shiva temple, and a terrifying roar echoes from the forest, revealing hundreds of glowing red eyes staring out from the dark. Out of nowhere, an absolute nightmare of a demon army invades Devgram. These things are twice the size of normal humans, covered in thick black armor, swinging massive swords. Their commander is this terrifying figure with actual blue flames for eyes, and he demands the villagers hand over the youth with the divine mark, or the entire village is going to burn to the ground. The villagers are totally confused and hesitate, and the commander, he points straight at Virat.
Total chaos erupts. A demon charges at a terrified little girl. And this is it, right? The ultimate test of character. Without even a second thought, Virat steps right in front of her. But he's holding nothing but his heavy blacksmith's hammer. The demon literally laughs and delivers a full force blow right to Virat's chest. And in that split second of impact, facing certain death, Virat's internal question just screams in his mind louder than ever, "Who am I?"
And guys, what happens next is just spectacular. The whole sky fills with golden light. The earth is shaking. Virat doesn't die. Instead, his body actually begins to glow. Golden mantras literally start emerging on his skin. His eyes shine like the sun. And behind him, that giant fire lion from his dreams, it physically manifests in the real world, roaring so loudly the entire forest trembles. And that ordinary rusty blacksmith's hammer, it transforms into a glowing divine mace. As all this golden energy swirls around him, this ancient voice echoes directly inside Virat's mind, perfectly fulfilling that opening quote we talked about earlier. The voice tells him, "O descendant of the lion, your first awakening is complete. You are not merely a human, you are the last emperor." His destiny has completely caught up with him. The demon commander is totally enraged and orders his army to attack. Hundreds of demons rush at Virat. Moving purely on instinct, Virat strikes the ground with his new mace. And the earth literally splits open. A massive wave of golden fire shoots out and turns dozens of demons to ash in a fraction of a second. Even Virat is shocked. He's only ever made farming tools, and now he's casually obliterating a demon army. The surviving commander retreats into a cloud of black smoke, but not before leaving a chilling warning. Kalanath himself is coming. In the absolute awestruck silence that follows, the elder blacksmith Dhruvatriya slowly walks up to Virat with tears in his eyes. He touches Virat's golden locket and finally reveals an 18-year-old secret. Turns out, on the exact night he found Virat, there was also a blood moon. A divine voice from the temple had specifically instructed him to protect the child, because he would one day become the king of the world. When Virat frantically asks who his parents were, Dhruvatriya only knows one thing for sure: they were definitely not ordinary humans. And right at that very moment, lightning strikes. The temple bells start ringing entirely on their own. The massive doors of the inner sanctum, which had been closed for centuries, slowly creak open, spilling this intense divine light into the night. An ancient sage steps out. He has a snow-white beard, and it looks like the infinite universe is literally reflecting in his eyes. He looks straight at Virat and just says, "Welcome, King. Your test begins now." When Virat asks the sage, "Who am I?" the sage lays out this massive ultimate quest. Virat has to travel the world to find the scattered fragments of those 9 divine crowns. Each crown is going to grant him a brand new, unbelievable power. But it comes at a steep, steep cost. Every single power will violently and severely test his soul, his morality, and his overall purity. The sage then points up to the sky, and 9 golden rays suddenly illuminate the blood moon. Then he drops the really terrifying catch. He warns, "Remember, Virat, the more powerful you become, the more Kalanath will awaken." Talk about a brilliant, brutal paradox, right? The very act of gathering the power needed to defeat the ultimate evil is exactly the thing that will bring that evil back into the world. So, here stands Virat on the temple steps, a completely new path opening up before him, one that is paved with death, ancient mysteries, and the brutal tests of the gods. The crazy battle tonight was literally just the beginning. And so, we're left with Lord Shiva's ancient prophecy just hanging in the air. As Virat goes around collecting these mind-bending powers, will his heart remain pure enough to usher in a golden age, or will the immense darkness within those crowns corrupt him, bringing about absolute destruction? It's such a wild cliffhanger. I would absolutely love to know what you guys think of this epic setup.